today. I have a new tarot deck. I got the Tarot Nefertari, so Egyptian symbolism. It's been a really awesome deck so far. Been doing pretty good with it, but this is my first time reading on this channel with it. So I did just shuffle these. I'm gonna shuffle them some more for you, and it wants me to like kind of separate some things. All right. Just said 4 cards for you two. I need to do the 4 stacks, but it wants 4 cards for you two. 1, 2. I am not positive. I'm not going to call that yet. I'm going to wait till this reading comes out. Something just came up in my head, and but it doesn't want me to say it yet. We're going to see. I feel like this card wants to be your last little mystery card. Okay. Just gave me like some Moby Dick stuff, like sailor. I mean, definitely, of course, we have people on a boat here, but like it was really giving me images of men on the boats out at sea, kind of like braving a storm, having to set the sails, you know, just getting like constantly splashed with like water in the face, braving the waves. Is mentioning how the ocean is symbolic of emotions and specifically feminine energy too. So it's been like riding the waves of their emotions. Sometimes it's real smooth sailing, right? And sometimes it's like, it's pretty rough and you're just constantly, it's talking about how like the ocean spray is like your own tears or feeling, you know, it's just been emotional. Even though this is a swords energy. So this is where, interesting. It's talking about how like, wow, that's such an interesting message. It's talking about how swords energy is sometimes kind of like the more masculine energy equivalent to cups energy. Wow, that's such an interesting message, because it's saying that mental energy is therefore logic, which is like reason, which is thoughts, and that's usually a little bit more in a masculine energy element when we think of kind of separating up the suits. Wow, wow, I just tapped that tower. Yeah. That's what it's saying, and the tower's like in your mind. So that's what it's been saying, like been on the waves. It's like riding the waves of emotions, but possibly feeling it more in your mind space because wow, it just said because you've been avoiding the, oh wow, what a message coming through for you, Pisces, especially because you're a water sign. It's like you've been avoiding going overboard and therefore being completely submerged in the water and like possibly having to swim for your life or like drowning in it type deal. So it's like you've been much more handling things with your mind because that's what's keeping your boat afloat and preventing all this from happening. Sorry, there's a lot of messages coming through, and it's kind of hard to separate them all, and that's where this mind energy is too. That 6 swords, that's a lot of swords, right? It's usually just about, overall, it's about evolution, transition, changing your mind, changing opinions, or just the concept of movement in general, right? Within your mind, like your mind is racing or your mind's evolving. Maybe it feels like it's doing all of that at the same time, and that's why it kind of it's saying that it might feel really busy in your mind because that's the whole thing. You've been trying to stay afloat and not get into the ocean. It just said there be monsters there. Whoa, wow, this reading is crazy, dude. Okay. What is up with this 10 of Wands? This 10 of Wands. Look, when I tap that tower, do you see that? That's that tower. Something just got me like right here, like almost like a little bit of a pinch under my arm, and that was weird. It's like rocking the tower. Interesting how the tower didn't fall, right? It said like weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. It's like something been like trying to rock this tower. It's saying how, wow, okay, nice. It's saying how this has been a really big tower, and therefore it's really strong. And one thing it's bringing up for me right here is kind of this 2 on the top, like these like 2 mini towers on top of this column tower thing. It was just saying kind of twin towers, which I've seen that phrase just kind of popping up recently. It was just basically saying that there's been some tower moments for both like masculine and feminine energies, so therefore it's just letting you know like these things are happening to on both sides. These things are happening both inwardly, outwardly, masculine and feminine. It's kind of giving me both a energy wavelength going like this and an energy wavelength going like this. So it's kind of like this. I can't even do my hands both ways like that. It's just saying like these things have been, yeah, rocking, and it's just rocking and rolling. Rocking and rolling. This card has been around for you for a while in my readings. It just said, I've been trying to bust through it. And I think you certainly have, Pisces, because I've been seeing this card come out for you for, we're definitely at 2 months now, if not going on 3. This tower's been trying to rock. I'm going to wait on that too. I just had some more symbols come through. I'm going to wait on that too. My hand's trembling just a little bit. My pinky over here for you guys. Okay. Boy, I know you tired of that message too. Okay, here's another message coming through for you. It's okay. Yeah. And woo. Wow. Wow. It just gave me the Owen Wilson. Wow. It's been saying, Pisces, how a lot of these cards have been here for you guys for a while. So what it wants to say to you is that you are blocking your own messages and your own blessings. You've been waiting on Spirit to deliver something to you like a servant on a tray. And Spirit's like, by the way, this needs to come down. Like, we're not handing this to you until you put some effort in. And that's where I just had it for another reading. I just did it. It was either, it might have been Libra. If not Libra, then it might have been Scorpio, one of the two. They had the Tower card out of this deck, and their whole conversation was about how, you know, when they were taking all the Confederate monuments down, there was like an article that I glanced at when it was going by, all that stuff was happening, where it was talking about the ancient way of toppling an obelisk, which was saying like you need 3 or 4 people and you got to tie the ropes up, and then as it, you know, you got to wait till it gets to a certain point, otherwise it's just going to rock back. So you have to literally get it past a certain point before it will come down. And so that's what it's saying. It's like kind of like some teamwork is needed. Maybe you also simultaneously feel like you're the only one holding this tower up and other people keep rocking. I don't know, there's something here about that. But it hasn't been weebles wobble and they don't fall down. It hasn't been falling down, but I'm thinking that it needs to come down because you've been carrying this around. This isn't even a tower. This is 10 of Wands, but that's essentially what this is coming through as. Thank you, Spirit. It's telling you that this 10 of Wands has been, wow, it's been hiding as a 10 of Wands this whole time, and it's actually, wow, it wants to cuss for you. It's been It's been hiding as a Ten of Wands card this whole time because it's actually a tower. It's actually a tower card. And that's why you haven't been able to put this down, because you've been blocking your own messages and blocking your own blessings. And part of the blessing is that you need to recognize that it's not just a Ten of Wands, which is just responsibility and burden and stuff. It is a tower, which means it's a structure and a belief system built up inside of you that you have not yet pulled down. And this message for you today, Pisces, is very direct. It's very much like someone just telling you straight up, like, you've been blocking this out. You've been blocking this message. These cards have been the same for 2 or 3 months. And whoever I read for when I've been doing this, it's like, for real, like, that's what I've been somewhat kind of getting. It's like there's some kind of energy within the Pisces collective that just really hasn't want to come to whatever. Like, it has not let this go. It has not let this tower come down. But part of that's because it's been disguising it as like, wow, okay, hang on, I have to pull this up. Thank you, Spirit. Wow, your reading is really powerful today, Pisces. Hang on, give me a second. Let me find the card. Is it in here? Yes. Do you see this? Do you see this? They're almost identical. This is a major arcana card. This is a major arcana card. Wow, this message is so powerful. Oh my gosh. This is a major arcana card. This is a minor arcana card. You've been making out something to be a lot more minor than it really is. And you have been refusing to look at whatever the stuff is for what it is. And Spirit is here to tell you, honey, this ain't minor. It is major. This is major arcana. This is a tower. This is a tower. And you haven't been treating it as such because you've been hiding from it, and you've been waiting on Spirit to just hand you some stuff on a tray, and it ain't little, and it ain't waiting for you to just pick it up and order it. It's a tower. There's something that has to come down, and you have to make this realization within yourself. You've been not, oh, wow, it just said like you've been fighting the sea and you refuse to get in the sea. It's like, and that's where it was kind of giving me a little bit of like Jonah and the whale, like if you don't do what you need to do to make this recognition and take this tower down yourself, God's going to throw you overboard and put you inside of a whale. And that's, you know, like that sounds like a crazy message kind of coming through, but you are Pisces energy. You are the fish. You are water energy. You are the sea. And there's also, wow, okay, now just switch to the divine feminine energy that's coming through now. And it's here to tell, wow, it's here to tell you that you do not need to be afraid of that, because that is where, not that you belong in the body of a whale, it's saying like that is your core energy. Like you will be so safe and at home in that energy. It's just suggesting that water energy is like your home. Like, stop trying to be so much on this boat. It just kind of gave me like a little bit of mermaid symbolism. It was just saying how you are like half fish, like you're meant to be in water energy. You're meant to be, it's not just about flowing. It's also like that's emotional energy. You can use that to help you achieve things and channel things. And that's where it was giving me the image of a tidal wave breaking over this, like a city landscape, like a tower. And that's where I started pulling all of that, all that message that I've been pulling from. That's what I'm saying. It's like you don't understand how strong that emotional energy is, that tidal wave energy, that like hurricane, Mother Nature gonna come in and just drown your ass energy. It's strong, potent energy, and it's like you've been avoiding it because it seems like that masculine energy was really present for most of this reading, and then it's like all of a sudden that energy shifted and a divine feminine energy came through to talk to you. So it's very much like you've been waiting on Spirit to hand you some stuff like a butler on a tray. You ain't been recognizing things for maybe how important and big they are to you, whatever it is. So you've just been like, yeah, toting around this quote-unquote 10 of Wands. It's really more like you're toting a tower on your back. And that's why you haven't really been letting things go. You didn't want to see it for what it is. You've been getting the same cards. You've been blocking your messages in your reading. And that's kind of like, that's the core that's coming through for you guys. It just had me like roll my shoulders and roll my neck. Like that was like I feel, and now all of a sudden I feel like I'm like, not like I'm just bouncing. Like I'm just like the energy's up now. I just said I need to get that off my chest. Like it just like it had to, interesting. 7 of Pentacles. It's just saying like you've been both satisfied and unsatisfied. It's got me like, I'm telling you, it feels like I'm in like a corner of like a little boxing ring. You know, like I just kind of heard the bell. Not that they're not boxing, but that's where it was just kind of saying it's like you've been working on this. You've been growing this for a while. There's a very concrete something you've been working on. Definitely been working on money. Definitely been working on real world. Definitely working on stability. Possibly even creating some things, like literally some art or some little side projects. Like you've been keeping busy. You've been working on yourself. Sometimes it makes you happy. Sometimes it really doesn't. Sometimes it makes you take stock of what's around you and what you're doing with your life. Sometimes you're doing okay. And so that's where it's been saying like, it just said that's what's been keeping you afloat too. Kind of like, it's implying that it's just something about footwork. Like your footwork's been good. Like your footwork's been good. You've been kind of like ducking and weaving and doing the things that you need to do, but it's also saying, it just said blind spot. Like you've had a huge blind spot. You've had a huge blind spot, and part of it's like, it just said like you didn't recognize your opponent was as big as they were. That's big. What's this final wisdom card? I feel like that's the core of your message. Like, I don't think I need to pull anything else from here. What's this final card? The Hierophant. A firework literally just went off outside. It's the middle of the day on a Sunday, and a firework just went off. Now it just gave me the Katy Perry song Firework. It was just saying, baby, you're a firework. Go and let your colors burst. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot, or you know, the sound, whatever sound she makes, until you shoot across the sky. That song might be very inspiring for you. There's sparks that fly out of everyone's chest in that music video. Like that's where their firework comes from, is like the heart chakra space. And you see all this green, that's very much heart chakra. It's talking about being seated in your heart, but this is the Hierophant. So this is not only possibly a preacher or a priest, or like you think of like Professor X from X-Men, or like, right, like that kind of professor, like the really wise, scholarly, teacherly figure. Can also very much be though like institutions like churches, sometimes like marriage is related with this card, but today it just feels more of like that pharaoh, that wise leader. That's a it's talking about his, wow, it's talking about his headdress, which helps channel energy to the crown chakra, but it just mentioned that these are like fins. So there it was bringing up your Pisces energy again, like your water crown. And he's got the rod and the staff, and he's got these lotus flowers, like very much enlightened, very awakened. And that's where it was kind of bringing up, like, I sat very still for a minute and just wanted me to like sit in the presence of this card. And that's where it was suggesting your energy kind of go for a minute, like just sit in the presence of the wisdom and knowledge that spirit presents to you and is giving you. Especially if this message was kind of rough and brought this home for you or something, you know, it's like, just really sit. You don't have to beat yourself up. Towers are hard to topple. And that's the thing, like it's really hard to get past a certain point with these things, because it's just giving me like Lord of the Rings and like the big towers. And right, like how that's kind of like the big finale And that's the whole deal, is that usually when a tower falls, it's a pretty big deal. There can be little towers and mini tower moments, and then there's big towers. And so that's where I feel like you've been making it out like a tiny little tower, like a minor arcana card, but it's actually a major arcana card, which signifies this really big change in your life. And that's where this Hierophant's like, you just need to sit and like absorb and learn all those universal lessons. Like, let the universe teach you, let these energies teach you, let them and it just says like you don't have to like bow, but it's like, but through all of this you will naturally get that silence and respect and just understanding, right? And you will therefore rule from your heart space, because you will have those enlightenments and awakenings once the tower falls down. But it's like very much that's part of it. Just said that's part of the mask you've been wearing. Like, you've been lying to yourself. Yeah. And it just showed me this guy with this fabric in his hands, and it's like, it just said like, take this blindfold off. Take the blindfold off. That's what I mean. You've had a blind spot. You haven't been paying attention. You haven't really been allowing yourself to immerse into your natural energy. You've been resisting it too much. And you need to rule from that heart space and let your fireworks show, right? That's what I got for you. All right, so let me know how that resonates, Pisces. That was a very different message for you guys that's been coming out lately. So just hit the bell if you want some notifications. Like, share, comment, and subscribe as you see fit. Thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you.